What's happening, YouTube? It's K-Mega405 live from the 405. Well, I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers out there. And I do want to apologize for my content here lately. Last couple of videos has been ragged. Just having some issues. Forgot that I was downloading some games while I was using my capture card, and it just came out janky, and I still scrapped those videos, but I threw them out anyway. So I apologize for that. That will not happen again. But on to the video. This is basically a rant. I'm gonna kind of jump two different places. One is this whole misconception of how the console war this generation compares to what happened back with the Sega Nintendo wars. I had this long debate with a couple of PlayStation fans that was basically trying to tell me what the console war was like back then. So I just so happened to ask them what their age was, and they asked me what mine was, and so I was considered what you call a root gamer. You know, I mean, I've been gaming for 37 years, and I'm 40 years old now. And people like Microbox of X and Hebot and just countless others that grew up into that era understood that there was no beef like what we got now. This is ignorant. This is dumb. Yeah, there was talks about graphics. There was talk about whose game was better, or I like this system better than that system. But when you walked to somebody's house and they had multiple systems, you thought that they were the shit. You were like, oh my God. You didn't look at the PlayStation. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me reframe that. You didn't look at the Sega, Genesis, or the Super Nintendo and say, oh, nah, man, I don't mess with that, man. That system bunk, man. That system trash. You grabbed that damn controller and you got down and you was playing, and the one thing that you always wanted to do was wanted to whoop their ass on their system in their house. That's what you wanted to do. That was like you wanted to take their heart out. It was all about the fun. The more systems somebody had in their house, the better it was for us as gamers. And don't have no Neo Geo or the 3DO, because you'll be considered rich. And I remember when I walked into my friend's house and I seen the 3DO, and I'm like, oh my God. And I got there and I played Street Fighter, and I was like, oh man. And I went and told my mom, we went to Best Buy, not to go get a 3DO, but she was going to Best Buy for some, and then she seen the price and she slammed across my head and said, boy, that's more than the damn house note. Are you kidding me? No. So don't, you know what I'm saying? So don't try to tell me that there was this war that was just going on and it's compared to this. No, this is ignorant. Back then, that was companies going at it, and nobody knew that was going on until afterwards when it got leaked out later on. Nobody didn't know that Nintendo and Sega was really going at it. You know what I'm saying? Unless somebody was reading that in a Forbes magazine or some kind of, some kind of business publication. Nobody wasn't caring about that. We were kids. You know what I'm saying? You seen somebody's system, you go in there and you play it and you enjoy it. And when it comes to power and all that garbage, there's always been systems that's more powerful than the other. Like I said, the 3DO, the Sega Saturn, they were way more powerful than the PlayStation. But who ran that generation? The PlayStation. There was games on the Nintendo 64 that, like Banjo-Kazooie, that made Crash look like trash, or Jumpin' Jack Flash look dumb. But what ran that era was the PlayStation. They had what was always and what will always be the most important thing to gaming: games. They had an abundance of games. They had ugly games. They had pretty games. They had weird games. They had fun games, fighters. Any damn type of game you want, the PlayStation threw it at you in bulk. PS1 is still my favorite system of all time because of that reason. The PlayStation 4 is a hype machine. It has less content than its predecessor. It is a glorified upgrade of the 360 because they've taken every element, even the advertising, the marketing of what the 360 done, and is throwing this all in your face, and you guys are eating it up. Now this whole thing that's going on with the PlayStation 4.5, look, if you don't have a PlayStation 4, don't get one until the Neo comes out. It sounds like something, it sounds amazing. You know what I'm saying? For the tech, for everything else. You thought I was going to just dog it out. No. For new adopters, I would wait. Get it. It sounds awesome. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine when God of War eventually comes out, or when Hellblade comes out, and what Neo and all them games look like on that damn thing? It's going to look amazing. 4K? You can't beat that. but it also kind of lets people know that really thinks outside the box. That PlayStation lied to everybody all along. That they were 50% more powerful. That they had all this power that they could just make VR just hook up to their system and it just absolutely works. That's a reason why that 4.5 is there. I said it in a couple of videos back that it could be that Nintendo is coming out with the most powerful system that of date, maybe even more powerful than the 4.5. Also, that the VR probably won't work as well on the original PS4. So, would you be happy with that? You know, knowing that you have an obsolete system 3 years into the consoles. 3 years into the console, you have a terrible ass system. But when I look and I read, oh man, we're killing Xbox. We're killing them twats. Oh, blah blah blah. You fools. Y'all are getting hustled. Y'all getting it with no Vaseline, and y'all still want to talk about what Xbox is doing. That's why I don't agree with Next Gen and them talking about. We don't need that. But you know what I'm saying? Xbox don't need to make a new system. Keep doing what you're doing with the X1. So what if the X1 is going to be labeled the weakest system that there is? So what? Bring the games, because you always got the you've lost this generation already just by PR. You know what I'm saying? The Xbox is doing fine in its own right. So don't do not fall for the trap. Don't need it. Let them go out there and keep talking about power and resolution. And just like what happened with the 3DO and to the Saturn and to all the systems that were way more powerful back then, they'll fade away in the dust the next generation. Just a thought. But I want to give a shout out to She Attack. Before I go, she had a great video. It was talking in regards to, is this gaming generation just lackluster, or is it that games are becoming boring? Basically just asking a question, and I gave a comment that was basically saying that I think everybody's overanalyzing. So what causes the main problem is that nobody is getting the true enjoyment in games like they used to. And that's what's hurting gaming this generation more so than anything, because everybody wants to talk about power and resolution and all of this garbage, and they want 4K everything, and they won't give time for 4K to even come close to getting to everybody's home. Hell, there's people's PCs that don't even push ultra settings on Street Fighter, but then yet they want the ultimate optimization on everything. It's crazy. But I want everybody to check out Intro Media Gaming plus Gamers United. My boy B Shadows and Rain, be part of that. Everybody, like I said, from Intro Media Gaming, we game. We got great content. We do this for the love, not for the money, like some. Peace, everybody. We out.